Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus leaves home for UK on a 4-day official visit. Vibe of Eid al-Azha persists across the country. Many people leaving Dhaka for ancestral home even today. In most of the places, salted hide of sacrificial animals are being sold at government fixed rate. Some unscrupulous businessmen involved in heinous conspiracy via smear campaign to make hide market unstable, alleges Commerce advisor. Emergency services running smoothly during Eid holidays. Relentless duty of silent workers in hospital, security sector and electricity ensures relief and security of city dwellers. Suddenly, corona infection increasing in the country. Shah Amanat International Airport on alert. Authorities urge all to follow health rules and wear mask. Israeli forces seize Gaza-bound 8-boat midline carrying Greta and 12 other human rights activists. And in UEFA Nations League, Portugal clinched title, beating Spain by 5-3 goals in tiebreaker. Assalamu alaikum. Welcoming all to News at 10. This is Faria Dilshadmo with you. Those were the highlights. Now let's move on to the news in details. Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus has departed Dhaka for a 4-day official visit to the United Kingdom. An Emirates flight carrying the Chief Advisor and his delegation left Hazrat Shah Jalal International Airport at 7:30 p.m. this evening. During the visit, the Chief Advisor will meet the British King Charles III at Buckingham Palace. He will also receive the King Charles Harmony Award from King Charles. The Chief Advisor will hold a bilateral meeting with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer during the visit. Besides, he will deliver a special speech at the Royal Institute of International Affairs, Chatham House. There, he will present perspectives on Bangladesh's socio-economic progress, democratic transition and future outlook. Analysts believe that this visit by Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus will revitalize the relationship between the two countries. It is also hoped that areas such as the economy, trade and investment will become closer. Dhaka South City Corporation DSCC Administrator Mohammad Shahjahan Mia has announced that 100% sacrificial animal wastes were removed in the capital through cleaning 31,226 metric tons of wastes. He made the disclosure at a press conference at the Wasab Habun Auditorium in the capital today. The DSCC administrator further said that 12,853 workers were engaged in waste removal work. This year, salted hides of sacrificial animals are being sold at most places at the government fixed prices. However, due to a lack of proper preservation, many seasonal traders are not getting the fair price for the hides. Meanwhile, Commerce advisor Sheikh Boshir Uddin said that dishonest traders have once again engaged in conspiracy to destabilize the leather market by spreading various rumors. He made the remarks today after inspecting hides management in the capital. The advisor also said that the government has opened a central control unit to monitor the hides management. Tannery owners have set target to collect 80 to 85 lakh hides during this Eid season. The festive spirit of Eid al-Azha is still prevailing on the 3rd day of Eid across the country. Due to the extended holiday this year, the return of city dwellers to the capital has yet to pick up pace. More people are still heading to their village homes than returning to Dhaka, with a noticeable rush on buses, trains and launches. Since this morning, crowds of homebound travelers have been seen at Dhaka's major bus terminals. Many people who couldn't travel to their loved ones during Eid are now heading home. On the other hand, some have started returning to Dhaka after celebrating Eid with their families. However, the number of returnees to the capital remains relatively low. Meanwhile, on the third day of Eid al-Adha, many people in Dhaka are still performing animal sacrifices. According to Islamic Sharia, sacrifices can be performed on Eid day and during the following 3 days until the 12th of Jilhaj. While the city rejoices in the festivities of Eid, a few silent faces are carrying the weight of responsibility. Because of their dedication and service, healthcare continues uninterrupted, electricity flows without disruption, and public safety remains intact. Even during the Eid holidays, essential service workers remain active. To ensure people have access to cash, most ATM booths have remained open. Security personnel have been standing guard tirelessly at these locations. Hospitals across the capital continue to provide uninterrupted medical services. Doctors, nurses and ward boys have been fulfilling their duties with commitment. Field technicians have been working to keep the electricity supply stable. To maintain law and order across the city, a large number of police personnel have been deployed on Eid day as well. They are regulating traffic, monitoring sacrificial sites and gatherings, and ensuring the routine operations at police stations remain functional. In case of fires or accidents, the fire service remains on standby, ready to respond to any emergency. It is this silent sacrifice by those who work tirelessly during the Eid holidays that makes the joy of Eid safe and comforting for everyone. COVID-19 fear returns again. Coronavirus infections have resurfaced in several parts of neighboring India. In Bangladesh too, the number of COVID cases has suddenly started to rise. Since May, the spread of COVID-19 has been increasing in the country. According to the Director General of Health Services, in April of this year, 23 people were infected, and this number rose to 86 in May. On 5th of June, one person died from COVID-19. Experts said that a highly contagious new variant, JN1, responsible for the resurgence in infections. In this situation, passengers returning by train after Eid have been urged to follow health guidelines and wear masks. An alert has been issued at Chattogram Shah Amanat International Airport. Public health experts advised that instead of panicking, people should resume the habit of wearing masks. They are also recommending elderly and ill individuals to avoid crowded places. And now international news. A bus carrying university students back to their campus smashed into a minivan in northern Malaysia on Monday, killing at least 15 people. Police and rescue services said 13 victims died at the scene near the town of Gari on the busy east-west highway near the Thai border, while 2 died in hospital. The accident is the deadliest in more than a decade on Malaysia's hazardous roads and came as students were returning to school after Eid holidays. Rescuers had to use a hydraulic cutter to free people from the bus. The death toll included 14 students from the Sultan Idris Education University, while the last victim was a bus attendant, the emergency services said. 33 others were injured, with 7 in critical condition taken to hospital, it added. In response to anti-immigration operations, members of the National Guard have begun to arrive in Los Angeles, California, which is engulfed in protests. National Guard members have been spotted in Los Angeles since Sunday morning local time. Prior to this, there were repeated clashes between protesters and law enforcement in the area over the course of 2 days. According to a BBC report, after 2 continuous days of protests and clashes, President Donald Trump announced the deployment of 2,000 National Guard members in Los Angeles to control the situation. However, California's Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom expressed anger over the decision. In a week-long ICE operation, 118 undocumented immigrants have been arrested from Los Angeles, including 44 who were detained last Friday. California Governor Gavin Newsom condemned the operation as cruel. Israel has intercepted a Gaza-bound aid ship carrying Greta Thunberg and other prominent activists, detaining those on board and taking them to Israel. The Freedom Flotilla Coalition (FFC) said the Israeli military had attacked and unlawfully boarded the Madeleine, which was attempting to deliver aid to Gaza, where more than 600 days of war and an 11-week Israeli blockade of all aid has pushed the enclave's 2.1 million people deeper into a hunger crisis. Climate activist Thunberg and Rima Hassan, a French member of the European Parliament, are among those on the Madeleine. In a video investment from the boat, activist Yasmin Edzar showed a white substance on the deck, saying it had been dropped on the vessel. Edzar was later heard saying it was affecting her eyes. The FFC group also posted a video on Telegram showing members of the crew sitting inside the boat with their hands in the air. After losing communication with the vessel, our FFC began posting pre-recorded video messages from Thunberg and others on board. If you see this video, we have been intercepted and kidnapped in international waters by the Israeli occupational forces or forces that support Israel, Thunberg said in her video. Chinese scientists have made progress in power generation and storage on Mars in terms of how to effectively use resources there to ensure the energy supply for conducting long-term research and stationing researchers on the planet in the future. Researchers from the University of Science and Technology of China, USTC, have proposed a new idea of using the Martian atmosphere as a medium for power generation. Compared with using rare gases, helium and xenon as the medium, studies by the USTC researchers have shown that if the Martian atmosphere, over 95% of which is carbon dioxide, serves as the medium, the power generation efficiency can be increased by 20% and the maximum power density by 14%. The more accessible medium makes it possible to generate power for Mars exploration in accordance with local conditions. Back to the national news. Commerce advisor Sheikh Uddin has urged parents to be inspired by those who have earned respect in society through the pursuit of knowledge and to raise their children accordingly. He made this call today while speaking as the chief guest at an event marking the 70th anniversary of Nurnagar Ashalata Secondary School in Shamnagar, Satkhira. The reunion event celebrating the school's 70 years was presided over by former assistant head teacher Abu Bakr Siddiq. Among the distinguished speakers were Cabinet Secretary and alumnus Dr. Sheikh Abdul Rashid, former Secretary Muhammad Abdul Majid, Senior Secretary of the Secondary and Higher Education Division Siddiqur Zubair, Senior Secretary of the Ministry of Women and Children Affairs Muhammad Ahmed, DIG of Khulna Range Muhammad Rizaul Haq, Deputy Commissioner Mustaq Ahmed, along with other former students and officials. Cabinet Secretary Dr. Sheikh Abdul Rashid urged the public to remain vigilant about COVID-19 transmission. Senior Secretary Siddiqur Zubair stated that if the government proceeds with the nationalization of educational institutions, Nurnagar Ashalata Secondary School would be considered for inclusion on that list. At the grand reunion held to mark the 70-year milestone, many students were overwhelmed with emotion as they reunited with friends after a long time. During the Eid holidays, various entertainment spots in the capital are bustling with crowds every day. The same scene is seen on the third day as well. Especially in Dhaka's Ramna Park Zoo and Hathirjhil area, the joy of the people visiting this area is quite noticeable. City residents are gathering various amusement centers in the capital with their dear and wants to share Eid joy. Accompanied by children, many came to ride merry-go-round and horse cart. Likewise, children, the elders also engaged themselves to enjoy Eid vacation. Meanwhile, police has been deployed at the recreation spots, including parks, to ensure safety of the people. And now news on weather. Met Office in its weather forecast till 6 p.m. tomorrow said light to moderate rain or thunder showers with temporary gusty wind is likely to occur at a few places over Chattogram and Sylhet divisions and at 1 or 2 places over Mymensingh, Dhaka and Borishal divisions. Weather may remain mainly dry with temporary partly cloudy sky elsewhere over the country. Night and day temperature may remain nearly unchanged over the country. Today, country's highest temperature was recorded 37.5 degrees Celsius in Saidpur. Capital Dhaka's highest temperature was 34.5 degrees Celsius. And now news on sports. Bangladesh face Singapore in a crucial Asian Cup qualifier of Group C at the New Look National Stadium in Dhaka tomorrow. The match will kick off at 7 p.m. in front of an 18,500 capacity crowd as all the tickets were sold out, as per the information provided by Bangladesh Football Federation. At a press meet today, the Spanish head coach of Bangladesh, Javier Cabrera, said it will be a very competitive match. The objective is clear: to get 3 points. Captain Jamal Bhuiya also spoke to media with determination. He emphasized on the need to nullify Singapore's strengths, particularly ball possession, built-up play and set pieces. Sutomi Oguru, the Japanese head coach of Singapore, said this group is now in a very competitive situation. Tomorrow's game is important. Qualification to Asian Cup is a long process, but for us it's important to play game by game. We are very much focusing on tomorrow's Bangladesh game. Portugal picked up their second Nations League title by beating holder Spain by 5-3 on penalties following a thrilling 2-2 draw in the final. Portugal twice went. Martin Zubimendi took advantage of some sleepy Portugal defense to put Spain in front after 21 minutes. The brilliant Nuno Mendes leveled 5 minutes later for Portugal. Michael Oyarzabal put La Rosa back in front just before the break. Cristiano Ronaldo. In the tie-break, both sides converted their first 3 spot kicks. Mendes buried Portugal's fourth before Morata stepped up and shot straight at Diogo Costa. The victory was just Portugal's second competitive win over Iberian rival Spain in their long history. Portugal became the first 2-time winner of the Nations League, launched in 2018. It was Portugal's third major title along with Euro 2016. Defending champion Carlos Alcaraz won this second straight French Open men's title after a thrilling 5-set match against Jannik Sinner on Sunday. Alcaraz, who won his 5th Grand Slam tournament in as many finals, produced one of the greatest comebacks in the history of the clay court tournament. Sinner, the top-ranked player, won the first 2 sets by 6-4 and 7-6. But the Spaniard Alcaraz claimed the third set by 6-4. Alcaraz was trailing 5-3, 40-0 in the 4th set before rallying past his rival, winning a tiebreaker 7-6. In the deciding 5th set, the Spanish player came out on top after a lopsided tiebreaker and won by 7-6. It was also the longest ever French Open final, 5 hours, 29 minutes in the Open era. And to end the bulletin, headlines once again. Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus leaves home for UK on a 4-day official visit. Vibe of Eid al-Adha persists across the country, many people leaving Dhaka for ancestral home even today. In most of the places, salted hide of sacrificial animals being sold at government fixed rate, some unscrupulous businessmen involved in heinous conspiracy via smear campaign to make hide market unstable, alleges Commerce advisor. Emergency services running smoothly during Eid holidays, relentless duty of silent workers in hospitals, security sector and electricity ensures relief and security of city dwellers. Suddenly, corona infection increasing in the country. Shah Amanat International Airport on alert. Authorities urge all to follow health rules and wear mask. Israeli forces seize Gaza-bound aid boat Medline carrying Greta and 12 other human rights activists. And in UEFA Nations League, Portugal clinched title, beating Spain by 5-3 goals in tiebreaker. And that was all from the news for the moment. Thank you for staying with us, dear viewers. We invite you to watch our next bulletin at 11 p.m. in Bangla. Till then, Allah Hafiz.